Hey there, Math Aces, and welcome to Mr. Ace Math. In this video, we're going to answer this question, and it says, if you pay $40 for 500 gigabytes of internet data, what is the cost per gigabyte? Because we're measuring one unit using another unit, it looks like this question deals with rates. How do I know that? Because of this last part right here. They're specifically asking for what is the cost per gigabyte. And because they're saying cost per gigabyte, right away, we're measuring how much money we have to pay for every 1 gigabyte. Not only is that a rate, but that's something called a unit rate. And even though these 3 words are very important, the most important of the 3 words is this word per. Why is it so important? Because it tells us exactly what our rate is going to look like. Rates are normally represented with fraction form. This means there's a top and a bottom. The unit before this word per is the top of the rate, and the unit after the word per is the bottom of the rate. Now that we know that we're looking for the unit rate of cost per gigabyte, let's go back and look at the information that's really important here. We know that you pay $40 for every 500 gigabytes. That itself is a rate. But what am I going to put in the top and what am I going to put in the bottom? Well, remember the question's asking for cost per gigabyte. Since cost is mentioned first, it will be the top of the rate. So $40 will go on top. And then we'll put the line under 40. And in the bottom of the rate, we're going to have gigabytes. How many gigabytes do we get when we pay $40? Well, that's 500. So we'll put 500 in the bottom of this rate. I'll put 500, and I'm going to use the letters GB for gigabytes. So we've got $40 for every 500 gigabytes. But remember that we're being asked for the unit rate. How much money or how many dollars is it per gigabyte? In other words, for every 1 gigabyte. And how do we do that? Well, whenever we find the unit rate, all we have to do is divide by whatever's in the bottom of the rate. And what's the bottom value of the rate? Well, that's 500. So we're going to divide both the top and the bottom by 500. So we'll divide the top by 500, and we will divide the bottom by 500. And what's 500 divided by 500? Well, that equals 1. So in the bottom of our unit rate, we've got 1 gigabyte. And that's great because that's exactly what we want. Then we'll put the line for our unit rate on top of the 1 gigabyte. And then finally, we'll divide 40 by 500. And what do we get when we do that? Well, this lesson is not really on division, but I'll do the math on the side and fast forward through it so we can get to our answer. So after we did all of our math, we ended up finding that when we divide 40 by 500, we get 8 hundredths. And the way to read that as money is 8 cents. So let's go back to the problem. So up top, we'll put the dollar sign, then 0.08. And what does that mean? Well, for every 1 gigabyte of data you use, you pay 8 cents. So let's take that and put it in a complete sentence. So the cost per gigabyte is 8 cents. So there you have it, Math Aces. We have our notes, we have our work, and we have our answer in a complete sentence. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you in math class.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Questions? Comments? Leave them down below.
And thanks for using Mr. Ace Math. Don't just pass math, ace it.